Welcome to the podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook, where we will discuss the latest and most relevant business strategies to help you do one thing extremely well: sell more homes. We'll discuss everything from business planning to lead generation and conversion to past client customer service and everything in between. Join us for authentic conversations and nuts and bolts takeaways you can implement into your business today. And now, Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook. And Kelly, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. What's up with
you?
How are you doing?
We're meeting a little earlier because for those of you who don't know, if you don't, most of the country went through a time change with daylight savings. Arizona does not partake in that tradition.
No, apparently we're special, and so we don't.
It trips me up. It trips me up every time we've had a lot of miscommunication in the past because of it. We had it figured out. Kelly was here. He changed his time to meet mine, I suppose. But yeah, we're here. We're feeling good. Spring is on the way. Is a signal for us that spring is on the way. But hopefully for everybody, they're feeling that. But today we are going to talk about the third part in our little series that we've been doing on open houses. And as a reminder to everybody, why we started getting into this series on open houses is because right now, people are saying that is what is working. Kelly has spoken with people that are at the top of the game. They know what's going on. They're running a great business, and they are agreeing that open houses are a great strategy in this market. So we've covered part one, what happens before the open house, how you are getting things prepared to have a successful open house. Last week, we covered part two, which is while you're there, you need a strategy for sitting the open house. You shouldn't just be sitting the open house and letting anybody and everybody walk in without having a conversation. We went over that. And today we're going to end this with post open house. What are the action steps you need to take when the doors close on that open house and you've finished? So Kelly, let's get into it.
Yeah, thanks, Elizabeth. This is good, guys. This is arguably possibly the most important part, right? Of the 3-part series. Every time you do open house, it should be the exact same system. Pre, during, post. And so we're gonna cover the post here, and it's 4 steps. It's real simple 4 steps. And I think it's very important to understand that after the 4 steps are over, the job is not done, because the chances that they just, right after the open house is over, they get some communication from you with these 4 steps, and then they want to buy a house. It usually doesn't work that way. Okay. There's a lot of conversion needs to happen. I think we all know the sales statistics, and what they say is that, 80%, we have this on our office wall, 80% of all conversions with sales occurs sometime between the 5th and the 12th follow-up call or contact, right? So it does take some follow-up, but we're talking about today, the post of the open house. So we're talking about within the 24 hours. Yes. Within 24 hours after the open house is over. And then you go into the follow-up sequence. So step 1, okay? They just left the open house. You went through the process. You have their contact information. This is a key part to it. If you have no way to contact them, well, then you need to forget the post here, right? It doesn't matter. So the step 1, add them to your CRM. Now, you better have a CRM. That's just like elementary, right? But now, if you have a CRM and it's a good one, chances are they have an app or at least a mobile website version on your phone. So if you don't have your laptop pulled up, which you should, but if you don't on a hotspot, then you can simply add them through your app right there. But you add them as a contact, make sure they're on the right tag or label or status so that they receive the communication for your drip in the future. And the plan is going to tell you what to do in the future. Everyone should have an open house follow-up plan in their CRM, okay? But that's number 1, just add them to CRM, because that's as simple as that is. Most people forget that part because that's the boring part. You got to put, John Smith, email, whatever, okay? Now, number 2, you want to send them a video text, okay? A video text. But Kelly, I don't like being on video. Sorry, gotta get over it.
Too
Uh,
bad.
Too bad. Yep. But I don't want to pay extra fees to, get some company like Bomb or something. Don't have to. Okay. I'm assuming everyone has a cell phone here that has a camera and the ability to hit a record button, flip it around, stare it at the screen. Okay. And this text is all about gratitude. That's all it is. You're not asking for anything. You're not selling anything. Okay. You're just simply telling them thank you for taking time out of their day to come to your open house and see the lovely property. And, certainly if you have anything that you could possibly help them with in the future, you'd love to, right? And I even sometimes don't even do that. It literally is gratitude, give, no expectation of anything in return. Now, when you send it, I would highly recommend to be smiling before you hit the record button, okay? Because that will be like the thumbnail. We're not going to go, unless you want to go back and be all fancy and put it in CapCut or something like that, right? You can, but I would recommend not even doing that. Why? Because you want it to be authentic. And if there's too many things that you have to do to get this text out, you won't do it. Because if it takes 10 minutes as opposed to 1 minute, you won't do it. Yeah, I'll get to it later. No, you won't. No, you won't. Okay. So ideally, you're at the open house, either in the house or you're in the front yard with the house in the backdrop behind you over your shoulder. Why? Because if the people go to 3, 4, 10 open houses that day, they are going to forget potentially what house you were sitting at. They may not forget your face because it's going to be on the screen, but they will forget the house. So you want them to associate you with that house when they receive that text message and actually watch it. And again, we're talking 30 seconds or less. So let's do a quick sample. Hold the phone up and you're in the house or in the front yard, or maybe you have an amazing feature in the backyard. Okay. Hey, this is Kelly Cook. Thank you so much. First name, last name, by the way. Hey, Bob, Janet. This is Kelly Cook. And I want to give you I want to shoot you a quick text message just to say thank you. I know your time's valuable. It's a weekend. You got a lot of things you could be doing, but you took the time to come to my open house and check out this awesome property. And if you have something that you remember, sidebar, if you have something that you remember that you talked about while at the house, bring that up. I know you mentioned you have 2 dogs and this yard would be fantastic for them, which by the way, I agree. But I just want to say thank you again. It was great to meet you and maybe we'll be in touch in the future. Have a great day, right? Something like that. Okay. And it's not scripted. It's just being real. And it's just saying thank you. And then you send it. Now, the reason why you want to be smiling first is because when you hit record, that first part of the video will be your face doing that.
What they see, before they hit play.
You want to be like, as opposed to this, looking all mad, right, or sad, right? And so that goes to them. Now, I wouldn't even put any text in the text. No verbiage, no verbiage in the text. Okay, just send it. Boom, send it. Now, if you don't have their phone number and just an email, then send it via an email. But ideally, text. Okay. And the expectation should be that you get nothing back from them. See, I've had agents on our team do this. It was a struggle to get them to do that, and they did it. And then then about a month, 2 months in the future, fast forward, hey, how's that going? Oh, it doesn't work. I don't do it anymore. What? Why? Well, because no one ever responded to that text. Okay, that's true. Most don't. A, you're not asking them to. B, you don't want to ask them to. And so if the expectation is that you'll get nothing in return, but them just watching it, because they will watch it, guys. We all know the stats, 90-some% of all text messages get read. Okay. And if it's a short, sweet video, just says thanks, they'll read it, they'll watch it. Okay. So, but they won't reply. Okay. Now, step 3, later on that night, okay, or sometime after the open house when you get home office, whatever it is, okay, you want to take the liberty and find properties that are similar around this open house. Because let's say, now if you got information of what they're looking for, perfect. This is easy. Okay. If you didn't get anything about what they're looking for, they're kind of one of these evasive type people in open house, but they gave you the contact information, then you want to guess as best as you can. So what I would recommend in most cases, just take a circle on your MLS, right? Draw a radius about a mile around the neighborhood of the area where this house is. Okay. And maybe you try to maybe narrow down a little bit if it's a big area. And by the way, if it's like a bunch of tract homes with small little lots, maybe do a half mile. Just use your discretion, but you're going to guess as best as you can something like this house in the area. And then you're going to, let's say there's, 17 homes, okay, around that price point available for sale in the market. You're going to email them. Okay, what if I don't have their email, I just have their text? Then guess what? You're going to email yourself the link so it's on your phone and you're going to text it to them, okay? But either way, you're going to use the word that starts with a P. Proactive. Okay. So here's what you're going to say in that text or email. Hey, Janet and Bob, again, Kelly Cook here. It was great to meet you at the open house. Look, I took the opportunity to be proactive and send you some properties that are like kind to the property we met at today in open house. I'm not sure if you actually liked the house that you walked in. I didn't quite get the feel if you did or did not. But either way, I want to send you everything that's similar in the area so you can take a look at your convenience. Now, I'd love to really hone down and narrow this down to what you specifically want. I just don't have that information yet because we didn't get a chance to get that from you. But if you would be so kind as to reply, I will get this narrowed down and actually even have the ability potentially to send you a couple off-market properties that fit your criteria as well that we know about that are not clearly on Zillow or on the market. Again, I'm sending this to you because I found that people find they like to work with a proactive realtor as opposed to one that sits back and waits and does nothing. Look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks. Right? That's it. Okay? Something just like that. And you'd be surprised the amount of people who didn't reply to the text but saw it and then reply to that. Yeah, actually, you know what? Thank you for doing this. Wow, this is I didn't ask for that. Yeah, we're looking for 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, under 700,000, whatever, right? Okay, whatever it is. And then if they don't reply to that email, now if they do, you can start having conversations. Great. If they don't, then step 4 is a follow-up call or text, ideally a call. You got to try calling first. They don't answer, shoot them a text the next day, okay, within 24 hours. So you did it on a Saturday, but Kelly, that means I have to call them on a Sunday? Yeah, if you want to make some money, if you want to close some deals.
Which they're likely going out and looking at more houses today too. So
yeah. By the way, it's a free country. You don't have to do any of this. But if you want to actually close some deals and put people in your pipeline and have a pipeline in the future from open house leads that you can serve better than anyone else in the area as an agent, yeah, that's what you would do. Well, can I wait till Monday? Sure, you can. Is it as effective? No, it is not. So, well, maybe I'll do the open houses on Sunday so I can come. Sure, fine. That's right. But I've heard it all. I've heard all this, Elizabeth. And it's like, what do you mean? I got to call on a Sunday? Yeah.
Which I mean, and realistically, how many people did you meet on? I mean, great if it's a whole bunch of people and you had a real busy open house, but realistically, how many people, came through that then you have to spend 5 minutes calling, on like through on a Sunday, right? It's really not a huge time suck. Especially, it's people don't answer that much or whatever else. And if you get into a conversation, it's, that's good. That's what you want. So it's really not like you're going to spend your entire Sunday following up with these people, right?
Right. That's right. And you're 100% correct. And obviously you're going to have these unique open houses where you do maybe a launch open house, whatever. And there's, and it's some, the situation's different because maybe it's an auction type situation or whatever, right? Or a hot neighborhood, cheap price, whatever. But yeah, you're going to have those situations where you have 30 people come in every once in a while. But you're right. It's usually going to be 3, 4, 5.
And even 30 people you can make through that call or through that list in an hour or two at most. So
if it means the ability to obtain a client that you build trust and rapport with, to work with, to buy and make income
it's worth your time.
It's worth, yes. You know what? Take Monday off then if you have to, right? You're gonna work all day Sunday doing that, and take Monday off, right? That's what you really want to do. It all depends on your personal. It goes back to personal motivation too, as well, right? But there's strategy here, and that's what this post plan for the open house with the 4 steps is. And by the way, after that call, 24 hours later, then they're in your CRM on the appropriate plan that should give you the frequency to follow up with them or as a reminder in your CRM from there on in the future.
Yep. Because now they're in your pipeline. You got it. They're in your database. And all of that happened because you got people to your open house with the pre-open house. You talked to them and got their contact information and hopefully some other information, but at least their contact information during the open house.
Yep.
And then you put them into your CRM and hopefully any other details that they talked about, right? You tag them correctly, all of that stuff so that your plans can take over after that and you've got them in a good system. But that's why each parts of this 3-part that we went through, pre, during, post, each step leads to the other and they're all extremely important. But this final one, this is what can help the conversion, right? This is what actually turns the page.
This separates the girls from the women the boys from the men. No doubt.
That's right.
We follow in general, it does, right? And so
Mhm.
that's exactly what will be. And that's the difference between someone who does really well in real estate and someone who just does average.
Absolutely. And hopefully, too, one of those people that came through the open house because you did a good job marketing it and having a conversation and all of that actually buys the house.
Sell the house. There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. So it's a
That's what we're there for
win-win-win
first
all
and foremost.
around.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you have another happy client and just a domino effect.
No doubt.
Fantastic. Well, that concludes our webinar series, I keep saying webinar, open house series, on what you need to be doing and that it is working right now. If you're not already doing open houses, please start. Please use this strategy because it will benefit you. It will be a good thing for your business to start it. And if you have any questions about this or any other real estate topic, Kelly, where can they reach you?
Yeah, at Instagram at Kelly Cook Homes. That's her handle. And I want to say one more thing too. If you are an agent in Arizona specifically, and you are looking for a community, because maybe you feel like you're on an island or out there on your own trying to crush things, and it's hard
Trying to
doing
figure it
that.
all out. Yeah.
Yes. What we find out is that agents really want communication and collaboration, right? So we're really looking for in 2026 for sure. And so we put on a Zoom call 3 times a month, every Tuesday at 9 a.m. local time, Pacific time, right here in Arizona now. And it's called, go to connectingrealaz.com, connectingrealaz.com, and check it out. And you can hop on that Zoom call, be a guest, and eventually, if you are looking for that community, we bring it. We go over certain things that are happening with the company. Now we are with Real Broker, and so eventually, the people only on with Real Broker will be on that call in the long run. But for guests showing up to see what it's all about, that'd be fantastic. We'd love to have you on that Zoom call every Tuesday at 9.
And what was that? You are
Connectingrealaz.com.
okay.
Yep.
Connectingrealaz.com.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, everybody. We will see you next week. Bye, Kelly.
All right. See you, Elizabeth.